Hi Dan, so fantastic to see you at Money 2020. Before we begin, maybe you can just introduce yourself, tell us a bit about your company and your role.
Hi, I'm Dan. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer at Moneyhub. Moneyhub is a financial technology company that provides data aggregation and insights to provide payments and payments with intelligence.
Fantastic. So in your opinion, what are the key drivers for your business in open banking, and what does the industry need to do to meet its potential?
So Moneyhub's always been about open finance and open banking being a key component of that. With a lot of the legislation that's coming through, consumer duty being the big one at the moment, and we're seeing that in the UK, but obviously it's looking to flow through into Europe and beyond, as most of the legislation does. So consumer duty is all around putting the consumer at the heart of everything that businesses and organisations do. It's mandated for pretty much every industry to consider that. And I cannot see how you can possibly make decisions about people and get them to buy products or make payments or do things without having that holistic view, which is what Moneyhub provides.
And we'd love to hear a bit about your expansion strategy. What are your plans for the next year, maybe
Perfect.
5 years going forward?
Yeah, so we'll be building on what we've already achieved. So we've got lots of live clients. We've recently launched with Vodafone doing affordability assessment. We've got some big clients like Mercer and Aon continuing to grow and do much, much more in terms of helping people save for their long-term future, sweeping money into ISAs and pensions. So we'll see a lot more of that over the next few years. And of course, this is a global problem. So like everyone else, these clients are wanting to take their solutions international. So there'll be more of that to follow.
Absolutely. So just in terms of open finance, what are your thoughts on kind of some of the opportunities and challenges in open finance in the UK, around the world?
Yeah, so Moneyhub helped to champion the standards for open banking, and we're doing exactly the same with pensions. We're sitting on the Pension Dashboard Steering Committee. We're in all the working groups and providing the sandbox for that. So if those people that want to get involved in pensions, try out the sandbox, test it out. And very much the same through our work with Tizer on savings and investments. So I think it's really important. There's a technology that we need to do, the standards around that. So there's a kind of proven model with open banking. There's some adjustments and tweaks need to be made for those products. There's a legislation, so working with that and getting that in place is key too. But I think the key challenge is just making sure that consumers get much, much better outcomes. I think we're starting from a fairly low base, so it's easy to get better outcomes for consumers, particularly when you look at holistically finances, both for now and for the long-term future. And absolutely, I think data analytics helps with that. And then smarter payments. So payments with purpose, I think, is the way to help people make a difference.
So maybe you can talk a bit about that, smarter payments. Just tell our community a bit about that.
Well, I think payments is a hot topic, right? Most of the people exhibiting today are talking about payments in some way, shape or form. I think there's a chunk of people that see things like open banking payments as a way of replacing existing rails. I think it'd be a real shame to replace like with like. We championed variable recurring payments. We were in the FCA sandbox to test those out and prove they worked and produce the first proper commercial use of variable recurring payments as part of that program. So if you couple payments, generally one-off payments, and also variable recurring payments, it opens up a whole new world of ways for people to pay, especially when you combine that with a holistic open finance view of knowing exactly where my money is in my savings, in my investments, in my pension, and being able to sweep money into those places where I need it the most, and be able to pay my bills on time, be able to pay off my debts much quicker because of the smart intelligence that's built into now triggering payments. So it's no longer just a transactional thing, it's an actual experience.
Yeah. And are you guys doing much in terms of VRPs, and what are your thoughts in terms of how that's going to progress?
Yep, absolutely. We've been able to support VRPs since 2019. We've got contracts in place with the banks for the non-sweeping case, as well as being able to support sweeping. I think until all the banks have caught up a little bit, we're going to see some early adopters. We have some clients that are testing this stuff out, but mass market adoption of variable recurring payments, I think we'll probably see that next year. So hopefully I'm stood here next year with a really large client using variable recurring payments to make a big difference. And there's a few obvious use cases for doing that.
So arguably the best use case in the world for open banking at the moment is HMRC. They've processed 5.2 billion pounds worth of transactions. And I'm just interested to understand what are your thoughts in terms of going forward next year, next couple of years. What are your thoughts in terms of what is the best use case for open banking?
Perfect. So I think if you think about other technologies that have been introduced, contactless payments, for example, the big trigger to get people to use that was TfL introducing it as a way in. And I think we're seeing that already with open banking. HMRC is a great example. I think they could have gone a lot further and used smart data. I do my tax return online now using Moneyhub. It takes me longer to log in than it does to actually submit the tax return. It's very annoying. But it's really quick to do, and we could have actually made that whole smart experience. And I think we could have, and hopefully we will see HMRC adopting this further and doing even monthly tax returns, quarterly tax returns, rather than an annual sticker shock. With Moneyhub, we're already seeing the same effect. Effectively, the retailers and the wealth sector are helping consumers to understand the power and the flexibility that payments, and open banking payments in particular, bring. So even sweeping cases that we've got already, finding the spare cash that you didn't know you had and sweeping that into an ISA, the big exchange doing that, Standard Life are doing that, to put more money into an ISA to help people save for the future. And I think we're going to see more of that. Variable current payments will help even further as people can pay off debt quicker. So I think definitely it'll be the big brands that adopt this and make it easy for consumers. It'll just then become a thing, and then it almost won't matter where it's used. It'll just be recognised as a pay by bank.
And how long will that take, do you think?
Well, these things are taking exponentially quicker time to be adopted. You think how long it took people to adopt electricity? That took forever, and now adopting contactless took quite a long time. But when it went quickly. I think with open banking payments, it's such an obvious benefit to the consumer that once they've tried it once, I think we'll get adoption really quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I mean, it's very exciting times, obviously, for Moneyhub and huge potential for growth. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, and enjoy Money 2020.
Yeah, always a pleasure to talk to you too. Thanks for your time.